Hello and welcome back to Scale Me Down and to an exciting review of this OMP Hobby M1 aerobatic helicopter. Remember to like and subscribe to support the channel. The helicopter is supplied in this sturdy foam packaging that doubles as a transport case, along with some printed instructions, a few high quality tools, a battery and a charging lead. I also purchased a few commonly used spares, a Spectrum satellite and a couple of extra batteries. The M1 is available in 3 colours. It has direct drive, brushless main and tail rotor motors, and the CCPM, cyclic and collective, are controlled by these tiny proper servos that mount onto the metal frame. I removed my Spectrum satellite from its case to save a couple of grams, although it's not really necessary. The two S 350 mAh batteries are a tight fit and they plug directly into the circuit board. That was a pleasant, nice and easy 30 minutes to set up the transmitter, bind this satellite and fit the satellite to the aircraft. And I've checked that the flybarless controller is set up correctly, which it is straight out the box. So now let's take it out and see how she flies. My first impressions of this little helicopter were terrible. So this was its second outing after returning it for replacement. Thankfully, this little machine quickly redeemed itself. It's very striking how stable it is, particularly in attitude mode, but also in 3D mode. The flight controller was set almost perfectly at the factory, with just a tiny amount of fore-aft cyclic drift. However, to trim out the cyclic, we must make an adjustment to the flight controller board. With those adjustments made, I very quickly settled into flying all the same manoeuvres that I fly with some of my bigger helicopters. I've had a real blast flying this little helicopter, and I've been flying it in the same weather and winds that I fly my 450 and 700 size machines in. The flight controller provides a locked-in feel in all flight modes, and the stability is very confidence-inspiring. The controls are very precise and there's perfect tail rotor authority. And as it's very quiet and parts are very cheap, it doesn't intimidate me like my bigger machines sometimes do. I can't praise this little helicopter enough. It's such a lot of fun and I've flown it loads. I've crashed it a few times too. However, the only things I've broken are an anti-rotation guide just here, and this is where the high quality tools that it's supplied with really come into their own. I also put a split in the canopy. But I think the highly durable plastic frames and landing gear perhaps make this variant of the M1 a better bet than even the Evo that's about to replace it. Comparing this helicopter with other micro helis in my fleet, the difference is night and day. My only disappointments were the early issue I had with the tail rotor, and I guess I was just unlucky there. But also that all the bits are super cheap to replace with the exception of the canopy. So in the future I'll probably make my own replacement. OMP Hobbies have marketed it just right. It could be a useful bridge between the coaxial toy helicopters that you might fly around inside your house and a bigger outdoor collective pitch machine. It handles the weather well, and thanks to the attitude stabilisation mode, could be a good first collective pitch helicopter. Although I would recommend that if you're learning, to start on something a bit bigger. I hope you've enjoyed this review, and I'd love to hear what you think of the OMP M1 in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you here next time at Scale Me Down.